ain't got nothing and there's nothing to lose. You gotta be wild, be wild. There's a whole lot of glory to be getting, it's true. You gotta be wild, be wild. May the others be stronger, we'll still be standing longer, even if we are afraid. Be wild! You'll never run alone. Be wild! In the eye of the storm. Be wild! And you're always the winner. Be wild!
Attention soccer fans. Today, the eagerly awaited Champions Cup final has finally arrived. Just great. And I have to sit here guarding a junky soccer field that's going to be completely bulldozed soon anyway.
The kickoff's just a few seconds away, and then the Wild Soccer Bunch and the SC Dynamo will battle for the championship. The teams are ready. The only team that is still unbeaten in this tournament is the SC Dynamo. Will the Wild Soccer Bunch be able to take them on?
We're gonna shoot them straight to hell.
It's all good.
As long as you're wild!
And now, dear soccer fans, off they go! The teams are giving each other a run for their money. Both are technically and tactically on equal footing. And now a one-on-one situation. There, SC Dynamo breaks through, but gets intercepted by the Wild Soccer Bunch, who immediately start an attack of their own.
Hey, ref, are you blind?
Calm down, my old friend, or you'll end up getting sent off the field.
The SC Dynamo attacks down the left flank. Goal! The first goal of the game for SC Dynamo!
Snap it all!
Keep cool. We're gonna pay them right back.
Goal! Well done. That was a fast equalizer goal. The Wild Soccer Bunch are putting up a fight.
Yeah!
And the final game continues. 2-1.
Yeah!
Now the Wild Soccer Bunch take the lead.
Yeah!
Now it's all or nothing. Only 2 more minutes to the game. Both sides are fighting up to the last second. Who will come out on the top at the end? A super goal! The Wild Soccer Bunch have won the Champions Cup. And their center forward, Kevin, is the star of the game.
It was like being in the absolutely perfect 7x7 soccer heaven. I'd kicked us to victory with a fantastic goal. There's nothing I could think of that could top that. But after the game, things started to really take off for me.
Kevin, just a question.
Congratulations, Kevin, on that amazing
the Greenwood
goal.
Times would like to have an exclusive interview.
Kevin, how does it feel being the player of the day?
Turbo Galactic. At the moment, I'm just really happy to be holding this trophy.
Maybe we could have one more photo in front of the goal. Come on over here, please.
Did you see that the goalie was standing too far away from the goal?
They're acting as if Kevin won the game all by himself.
Hey, great game, son. Swell job of keeping the space tight. And your brother was amazing. No wonder they're all pouncing on him. Well, I better make sure that the press doesn't devour him.
How about having a bombastic victory celebration? Apple juice and barbecue sausages until you burst.
How are we supposed to get hold of apple juice and barbecue sausages? 'Cause the devil's pot is occupied.
Thermer's guard can't keep me from going into the kiosk for a minute. After all, it's still full of my property. Let's meet at the junkyard in an hour, and then we'll let the corks fly.
A festivity which, on evidence of the exorbitant team performance, manifests itself as completely appropriate.
Excuse me. Where can I find Kevin?
Just follow the camera flashes.
Damn unfairness! If we hadn't all fought until we were ready to drop, there wouldn't even have been a super goal.
Things started happening very fast. Before I realized what was going on, I was swept away by the events. You won't believe it! This guy, his name is Meyer, by the way, is the owner of this big sporting goods store chain. Anyway, he says my goal totally blew his mind, and he wants me to do advertising for his company. As a fresh young face, he said, there's already going to be a press conference tomorrow morning. The next week, there will maybe be a contract signed for the whole campaign, and then...
Flaming hell!
What's going on, Larry? Where are victory barbecue sausages and the apple juice?
Don't have 'em. That stubborn mule of a guard didn't even let me put my big toe into the devil's pot. Babbled something about trespassing and threatened me with the police.
What? But the things in the kiosk belong to you.
Yes, but apparently I have to go to court if I ever want to see the stuff again.
Snap it all. Now I'm not in the mood to celebrate anymore anyway.
It would be better if we really got to work searching for the 7th skull.
Exactly. Now that we don't have to practice all the time, we've got to focus on the devil's pot.
Hachi, how far along is your satellite search for the needle in the haystack?
Most unfortunately, our chum winners has not yet been located in Australia. Consequently, valid is, animal skull number 7 is still absent, whereby the decisive puzzle piece to deciphering the riddle is missing.
Well then, Hottentotten Nightmare Night.
While the others were staring into the distance in frustration, I was miles away from the devil's pot in my head. If it's okay, I'd like to take the trophy with me to the press conference tomorrow. By the way, did I tell you that Meyer said I have real star potential?
In case you're interested, we have other problems at the moment.
The devil's pot is really more important than your star potential.
Don't be jealous, guys. It's not my fault that Meyer said only I...
Hey! Calm down!
The future of the Wild Soccer Bunch was at stake. But it was like I was blinded. The only thing I could think about was my fame.
And now I have the great pleasure to introduce you to the new face of our company. Please welcome the star of yesterday's Champions Cup final, Kevin. We're very happy to have such a talented soccer player at our exclusive disposal. Kevin is perfect for us because our company stands for victory.
That Meyer guy should keep his hands off our trophy, as if he had anything to do with our victory. Kevin, an interview for the school newspaper, please.
One question about the advertising campaign.
Hey, I want an autograph.
I have the feeling that Kevin is getting more and more full of himself and has totally forgotten about the devil's pot.
He probably thinks he doesn't need us anymore, much less the soccer field.
Come on, we've got no business here. Let's ride over to Hachi's.
As evidence, the largest apportionment of the country has been frequently scanned. Thus, it can only be a matter of a minimal window of time until I have precisely located Winush.
So all we can do is wait.
Where's Kevin?
On a different planet.
Assuming we got hold of the last skull, we then still have to solve the riddle about the numbers. That's why we got a couple of books about number codes and cryptography.
Eureka! Then get briskly to work and speculate.
Let us assume that the numbers stand for letters.
Doubtable, because then we would have undoubtedly not only had single-digit numbers, rather such that were between 1 and 26.
It says here that Egyptian hieroglyphs couldn't be deciphered until they were able to connect certain strings of characters to names.
But that won't work here.
Maybe the sum of the numbers is the same number as a save.
You can forget that, because then there would have to have been a safe for the last 30 years.
And we wouldn't have a key to it anyway.
I'm touched with a thought. Maybe the principle of syllable word puzzles that can be found in daily newspapers was implemented here.
Have a look at that. Our winning goal shooter is a superstar.
We're racking our brains while he's nonchalantly signing autographs.
I knew that we were a good team, Kevin. You did a good job at the press conference, like a total pro.
Thanks!
The next appointment is tomorrow evening at the museum. The Greenwood Chamber of Conference's annual reception. I'll introduce you to a couple of important business people there.
Sounds good. I felt like $1,000,000 in the limelight. But then it suddenly occurred to me that I should at least let the others know that I probably wouldn't have the time for the Wild Soccer Bunch in the future. Can you stop, please? I have to get out here.
What do you want here, in the middle of nowhere?
Back there behind the trees is our old soccer field, the Devil's Pot.
What? Up to now you've played on a weedy old meadow? Now listen to me. A street kid soccer field is no longer up to your standards. You are going to be the soccer star in the future. All the stadiums in the whole wide world will be open to you.
The whole wide world? That sounds good. But I still have to go there one more time. Thanks for the ride.
Don't forget, tomorrow at the museum.
Well, look who's here. Did you want to talk to us about your advertising campaign?
And let us know that it doesn't include saving the Devil's Pot?
I actually wanted to tell you that I'm sorry that I'm so busy now. But if you want to be like that, then I think it would be better if I didn't show up here anymore, at all.
That's what I'd say too. We can do without that kind of captain.
You're just angry because I'll be famous and you won't.
No, Kevin! We're angry that you don't even lift a finger anymore for the Wild Soccer Bunch.
Damn chicken crap! It's about the possible destruction of our Devil's Pot, the holy grounds of soccer. You can't not care about that, Kevin.
The whole world is open to me now. What use do I have for a rundown old field? I knew right away that I had gone too far, but now there was no going back. The words stood between me and the 6 other angry guys like barbed wire.
What's up, boys? Not getting along? I'm listening.
You will give the trophy back to us today. It belongs to all of us.
Tyler's right. You won the game together. Your goal was just the icing on the grandiose team performance. So, we'll keep talking in a minute. For you, Tyler.
Hello? Oh, Larry! What? Yes, I'll let the others know, and we'll be there in 2 seconds. I have to go. Hachi finally found Wanush. Why am I even telling you? You don't care.
Listen, Winnis gave a count to interesting facts. Long before he left for Australia, he'd lost his skull to Ed, his roommate at the time in a poker game.
Ed? And who's that supposed to be?
That is none other than your butler, Edgar, Kyle.
Hello, Edgar. Don't ask me how I know, but you got an animal skull from a guy named Winos years ago. Do you still have it? You're using it as a paperweight? Can we borrow it? Great! We'll be right over.
What have we got here? Your son was asking about this animal skull.
May I? The missing skull. Without it, nothing will work. In fact, it's actually an old Kremer heirloom. With your permission, I will take it now.
I am sorry. I really had no idea that the skull didn't even belong to Vinish.
Damn chicken crap!
Snap it all! Now he snatched the thing right out from under our noses!
I thought everything was in correct order. Your father just took that family heirloom, which has been missing for so long. Or isn't that right?
No, Edgar, not at all. But it's not your fault.
Where's he headed?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Okay, we'll have to go check out all the usual places. Rico and I will ride to the bank. Kyle and Joey to the tennis court. And Tyler and Roger to the construction site of the Devil's Pot. He's gotta be somewhere.
While the others were doing everything they could to steal the skull away from Kremer, I was only thinking about my brilliant future.
Do you have an invitation?
Now, don't you read the newspaper. This is Kevin, the hottest young soccer player from Greenwood. I'm very pleased to welcome you here. If you're looking for Mr. Meyer's marketing team, they're standing over there.
Of all people, Kyle's father? And even if I'd had 10 arguments with the Wild Soccer Bunch, there was no way I would have wanted to chat away with him.
So, my dear Kremer, of course, it would be an honor for our company to furnish your fitness palace with the very latest sports equipment.
Irony of fate. Our new ad campaign Star Soccer Field is being demolished for it.
That is supposed to be built on the Devil's Pot?
Would you really call that weedy plot out there a soccer field? Come on.
Of course not, old friend. And also, we have other plans for Kevin anyway. He won't miss a primitive street kid soccer field after getting to know a few glamorous arenas.
I missed the Devil's Pot already.
Excuse me for a moment. There's something I have to take care of.
Guess it was pretty unlikely that Kremer would be at the bank on Sunday.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. There he is!
It would be better if you take it, Shovelman. It's not safe in my house. My son could find it.
I'll make sure it disappears forever.
It's frightening to think that the real property deed could show up at the last minute with the help of this skull and kill the construction of our fitness palace.
Fast! After them!
Invitation?
We just wanted to...
I can't let you in without an invitation.
Kevin!
These two are here to see the next superstar. Me.
Don't you read the newspaper?
Oh, I see. If that's the case.
What are you doing here?
Leaving. I'm supposed to be in ads for that hunk of concrete that's supposed to be built on our Devil's Pot. Kremer's in on it together with that guy who promised me the stars in the sky.
That's supposed to be the future of the Devil's Pot?
Not if I can help it.
Look there! Mayor Shovelman is standing over there with the 7th skull in his bag.
What? How come?
Tell you later. First, we have to get our hands on the skull without Shovelman noticing it.
I have an idea. Rico, you keep an eye on Thermer. Stop him if he tries to interfere. Vanessa and I will take care of the skull.
The revenues that the Fitness Palace will bring into the town's treasury will be enormous. And I don't have to tell you what kind of customers our luxurious facilities will attract. People with money, which they can spend.
Hello, Mr. Meyer. You wanted to introduce me?
Yes, this is Kevin, the star of our new campaign. I'm sure you already know the mayor.
Mr. Shovelman, I am exceedingly pleased to meet you. It's awesome, the kind of important people I get to meet now. If it hadn't been for you, I would have had to kick balls around muddy old fields for years to come. But you discovered me and promoted me, and that's why I'd like to wish you all a good evening.
Nice boy, even if he did talk a bit strangely.
Thermer didn't notice anything.
Then let's get out of here.
Well, it looks like we've lost the skull forever now.
And we've lost Kevin too.
Guess that's it then.
I wouldn't say it like that. We're both back, so to speak.
Crazy crummy chicken crap!
You guys did it!
Oh, wow. So you did end up deciding to save our favorite soccer field.
Well, first off, sorry for going off on my own. That was totally wrong. And I was thinking that we should give this a worthy home.
And we should have a real victory party at the Devil's Pot. With barbecue sausages and apple juice until we burst.
Absolutely. Because it's not like just anybody could win the Champions Cup. Only the wildest team in the world could pull that off.
This place is haunted!
If we only had a little more time to solve the mystery of the skulls, then...
Forget the stupid skulls. We have to defend ourselves. And if war's what they want, then that's what they'll get.
Kyle!